The influence of the 5 worlds of Satan on human societies. The 5 kingdoms of Satan in the unseen world. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Revelation 12-7-8. The book of Revelation describes a war in heaven between angels led by the archangel Michael against those led by the dragon identified as the devil or Satan, who is defeated and thrown down to the earth. Some of these angels fell in the empty space in the atmosphere, other rebel angels fell in the sea and the ocean, a number of them fell in hell and the lower region, some of these defiant angels fell in forest and mountains. Welcome, beloved. I have been in black magic for 6 years. I was convinced by the Lord to shed some light on the universe of the devil. I am here to explain the source of events unfolding in the material world. I am here to analyze magic and explain the spirit world that is ruling the physical world. I will try to review the 5 kingdoms of Satan that are dominating the earth and the physical world. The world population is presently under manipulation and influence from these dimensions and realms of Satan due to ignorance. That is why I am here to do an overview of the 5 satanic worlds of the devil that are ruling our reality. The first world of Satan that is influencing the earth is called the Pandemonium world, which is the capital of the macrocosmic kingdom of Satan. The second world of the devil is called the cosmic world that we call the second heaven, the dwelling of the fallen angels. The third world of Satan is called the Kabbalistic world, which is the mystic world in the oceanic kingdom of Satan. For under the ocean there is a mystical and the advanced kingdom of Satan. The fourth world of the devil is called the Cro-Magnon world, which is the subterranean or underworld kingdom. The fifth world of Satan is called the Pestifera kingdom, which is the dwelling of demons who control forests and mountains. These are 5 universes of Satan that constitute what we call the satanic world. This is what we call the spirit world of the devil that is ruled by the legions of earth, the legions of water, the legions of forest and the legions of hell. The spirit world is structured and organized by Satan to influence the physical world of men and cause the destruction of the children of God. Today, I will explain the world of Satan so that you may come out of ignorance. Maybe you are a victim of ignorance and you don't know what is happening to you. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4-6. Firstly, let's talk about the first world of Satan called the Cro-Magnon world, which is the necromancy world, also called the underworld. It is a dimension of Satan beneath the earth, whose headquarters on the earth is the cemetery. This kingdom functions in the cemetery and the abode of the dead. When people go to the cemetery, they often do things that connect them to the real world of the dead, for they do things that can be called the cult of the dead, which connect them with the kingdom of Satan, the Cro-Magnon world, which is the underworld. In Africa, a cemetery has become like a bar and restaurant where people go to relax, eat and drink. Yet the cemetery is part of this dimension of Lucifer called the Cro-Magnon world. People do things in the cemetery that connect them to the world of Satan, for the cemetery is the extension of this dimension of Satan called the Cro-Magnon world. Anything that is related to death is connected to this Cro-Magnon world. There is a popular Congolese musician in the country who sang about necromancy, which is the invocation of the dead. Every time you hear the word necromancy, necrology and necrophilia, the common element is the word necro, which means death. A necropolis is a large, designed cemetery with elaborate tomb monuments. The name stems from the ancient Greek necropolis, literally meaning city of the dead. Some people say that a necropolis is the cemetery between the earth and heaven. Yet between the earth and the heaven there is a dimension which is called the cosmic world that we call the second heaven. It is erroneous for people to say that the cemetery is between the heaven and the earth. In truth, between the heaven and the earth, there is a universe of Satan called the cosmic world, which is the dwelling of the fallen angels, the gods of the sky, the god of thunder, the god of rain and others. I want you to understand that in every death, there is a cause, there is a goal and there is an effect. When someone is dead, people should be cautious about what they do and what they say around the dead, for whatever people say at a funeral and burial can constitute the cult of the dead, which may link them to the Cro-Magnon world, which is the world of the dead. Many people do the cult of the dead unknowingly, and they enter into contact with the demon reapers. The demon reapers are the operators of the abode of the dead. They ceaselessly travel between the cemetery and the place of torment that is part of the underworld that we call the Cro-Magnon world. In fact, there are 4 types of souls reapers who operate in the world. There are souls reapers who operate in the abode of the dead, the place of torment. They are also reapers of souls who monitor and follow every soul living on the earth. These souls reapers make sure that the people of the earth maintain a sinful life. They work to keep every man on the earth in sin so that they would reap their souls and transport them to the place of torment, which is a section of the Cro-Magnon world. They are also reapers who operate in the cemetery. The first time I saw these demons called soul reapers, I noticed that they were humanoids, but they had no eyes, no mouths, and no ears. They had no face and they were muscular. Every man living on the earth is followed, tracked and monitored by 2 soul reapers whose job is to keep the man in sin and reap his soul and call him to the place of torment. So whatever people do at funerals and burials are monitored by the demons called soul reapers who rule and operate in the cemetery. They also rule and operate in the Cro-Magnon world of the dead in the physical world. Don't bow before the dead in funerals and do not talk to the dead people, for you are addressing the demon reapers of the cemetery. When I saw these souls reapers, I saw that they were taking souls to hell, then they returned to earth to follow more souls. Thus their trajectory is the place of torment, the cemetery, and the tracking of people living in sin. Many wrestlers, musicians, and Satanists go to the cemetery to summon the spirits of the dead. They summon the spirits of the people who have died without Christ in order to get their spirits to work for them. These human spirits of the dead are also called servant spirits. These are human spirits under the control of Satan that are made to work for the dark world. If you died without Jesus Christ, you will go to the abode of the dead called the place of torment, which is a part of the Cro-Magnon world, and your spirit can be summoned by magicians and occultists. A cemetery is a portal. It is another world that you don't understand. The kingdom of Satan is complex. Most of the prayers that people do in the cemetery does not work because it is a place that belongs to Satan. Many people have received demons in the cemetery because of their attitude there, for they have said and done things that constitute the cult of the dead without realizing it in that place of demons. It is not a place where you go eating and declaring things because you are communicating with the world of the dead, and your word represents you in that world. The Day of the Dead is a cult of the dead, where people get in contact with the world of the dead, that is ruled by the demons reapers. Woe to those who died in sin, for they will be chained by soul reapers and they will be dragged to the place of torment. Let now discuss the second world of the devil, which is the Kabbalistic world, which is the marine kingdom and the water world of mermaids and tritons. Triton is a Greek god of the sea, the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, god and goddess of the sea respectively. Triton lived with his parents, in a golden palace on the bottom of the sea. Later he was often depicted as having a conch shell which he would blow like a trumpet. There are all kinds of marine monsters and demons in the water. There are industries in the water world that design the clothes we wear on the surface. The makeup and beauty products also come from the water world, including hairstyle. On the other hand, many tribes and families in our countries have totemic animals that represent them in the spirit world. Totem is a spirit being, sacred object or symbol that serves as an emblem of a group of people, such as a family, a clan, a lineage or tribe. If you look at the animals that represent the tribes of our country, you will note that each tribe has a totemic animal, and these totemic animals are generally water animals, forest animals, birds and so on. If the totem of your tribe is a hippopotamus or a crocodile, that means that your tribe is in covenant with the water kingdom, for you are represented by a beast of the water. Thus, you are under the control and manipulation of the Kabbalistic world, which is the marine kingdom. If the totem of your family and tribe is an animal that moves on the field and forest, your family and tribe is under the influence of forest spirits and entities. The spirits of the forest and mountains have their origin in the pestifera world that controls the spirits of forest and mountains. In fact, totems representing tribes, clans, and lineages of our country are representations of beasts of the 5 worlds of Satan. They are the totem of the water world called the Kabbalistic Kingdom, totem of the cemetery world called the Cro-Magnon world or the Underworld. There are totems of the cosmic world. And there is also the totem of the pestifera world, which is the satanic dimension that controls and operates in mountains, trees, in forests. There are 3 major rivers of the Lower Congo that are bound in covenant with water spirits through covenants. Thanks to the local rivers that were sites of these covenants, the marine spirits have a greater hold and control over these tribes, clans, and lineages, and this can be seen in their marriages. For example, the people of our province are influenced by forest spirits of the pestifera world and water spirits of the Kabbalistic world. Thus the world of Satan controls those provinces, and as a consequence, the people of this province struggle to stay in marriages. Because of the marine spirits' influence, only a small percentage of them stay longer in marriage. Because of the Kabbalistic world of water, these people are under the manipulation of the marine kingdom that causes them to be in fornication because their tribe is bound to mermaids who would not let them stay in marriage for longer. They are influenced in fornication by the goddess of fornication called Lilith. In the central province of Congo, the ancestor of a tribe has concluded a covenant with the gods of water, the gods of the forest and the god of thunder. These tribes and clans are under the influence of 3 worlds of Satan, the Kabbalistic Kingdom of Water, the pestifera Kingdom of Forest and Mountain, and the Cosmic Kingdom of Space. Most of the tribes and clans in the country that are connected to the water world are influenced and dominated by the female demon of water called Lilith, who proliferate fornication. And if you marry a woman whose tribe is controlled by the Kabbalistic world, which is the marine kingdom, you will experience war in your marriage. And the origin of this war is not your wife but the water world that is in covenant with her tribe. You have to destroy the hold and the grip of the marine kingdom in the life of your wife. Otherwise generational bondage of the marine spirit will prevail and there will be divorce. You must battle your wife's covenant. You must destroy the totem of her tribe and the altar of her tribe. I was in silence in the social network, but given that I spent 6 years in magic, the Lord told me to unmask the world of Satan, for the time is short. The Lord is at the door, we cannot be silent. We must understand that the Kabbalistic world design clothes, hairstyle, and cosmetics. This kingdom of Satan in the water is responsible for fashion and style. The world of water also deals with the music industry. There are 3 things in music which are the lyrics, melodies, and spirits that drive the song. The lyrics of the music can be moral. The melody can be innocent, but it is the spirit that carries this song that matters. Many of the lyrics, melodies, dances are composed in the marine world. Sirens and the mermaids are responsible for these dances, and the spirit of Lilith is active in the music industry, for she is responsible for the seduction in the music industry. Very recently in the capital, there was an immoral phenomenon. Ladies lost their sense and decided not to put on their bra anymore. People were upset by the immoral behavior of these women. But in truth, this phenomenon happened as a result of a celebration that took place in the Indian Ocean in honor of the Queen of the Indian Ocean. During that celebration in the Indian Ocean, the Queen is always naked. This is why there was a tendency to walk naked in the streets of the capital. In fact, during the ceremony in the Indian Ocean, the goddess of the ocean enchanted the whole world through manipulation into sexual immorality. Thus the phenomenon of women refusing to put on the bra was a manipulation in honor of the Queen of the Indian Ocean. The ladies in the city did it without understanding. The force causing them to walk half naked came from the water world. The spirit world is really complex. I heard a story in a family that when someone died in the village, there will be a leopard showing up in the village. These families and tribes were in connection with forest demons. The animals of the forest represent the forest world, yet the spirits that dwell in the forest, bushes and mountains come from the fourth world of Lucifer called the Pestifera world.